Rugby Round the Mountain returns today to the scene of one of the shock results of the first round. Way back in week 5, Coastal handed New Plymouth Old Boys its biggest defeat in 12 years, a 50-8 drubbing. The stakes are high today as each team hunts a home semi-final, and it would be another surprise if the scoreline is anything like that first round match. It was a much tighter match than that first round performance, and this time Old Boys did enough to win 23-19. In bitterly cold conditions at Vogeltown Park, it was a topsy-turvy first half, with the lead changing hands 3 times. Coastal was a bit lucky to get the first try, with number 8 Kelvin Ware not appearing to ground the ball over the line. It gave them the start they needed though, and they followed it up with a penalty soon after. But a line-out error, the first of many for the visitors throughout the match, let Old Boys back in. They then took the lead with a penalty midway through the half, before Coastal took it straight back again with a penalty of its own. Coastal had slightly the better of the half in terms of territory and possession, but found it tough to find holes in a strong Old Boys defensive line. Old Boys pounced each side of half-time to give them the advantage. The first was a typical Old Boys breakout try and gave them 15-11 half-time lead. The second, early in the second half, left Coastal with plenty of work to do, 9 points adrift. Penalties were once again traded, before the Coastal backs finally found a way through with 8 minutes to play. Even with the comeback on, errors continued to plague them, and Old Boys safely shut them down, going very close to a final try to end the match. Their win was built around a solid midfield defensive wall and a standout performance by the loose forward trio. The Loosies pressured Coastal at the breakdown, forcing turnovers and penalties at crucial times. Out wide, the Old Boys' backs found space where their opponents couldn't, and all round it was a deserved victory, the kind of victory you expect from genuine title contenders. Tukopper and Inglewood enjoyed contrasting wins. The cast iron Chooks gave Stratford a hiding, but Inglewood's win over Southern was much tighter. Clifton had a good win over Spotswood, all but spelling the end of the City side's semi-final hopes. The top 3 teams, Old Boys, Tukopper and Inglewood, are all guaranteed places in the semis. Tukopper and Old Boys can each go one better and bank themselves home semis next week. Tukopper has the tougher task of the two, because there's no way Inglewood will be lying down at Sanders Park. Out at Tikarangi, Coastal can also seal their spot in the top 4, but Clifton might just fancy their chances of an upset.